Okay, I'm live on YouTube and Instagram, hopefully. Okay, cool. Thanks. Oh, there's 4 people who are already here. That's awesome. Thanks, guys. I'm just gonna wait like 3 minutes, so whoever wants to join on Instagram or on YouTube, they can just join, and then we can get started. Oh my gosh, hey Nini, what's up? Some of my friends are here, which is awesome. So, hey guys. This is so funny. I have like so many screens in front of me that it's like hard to know where to look. But yeah, thanks for joining. Hope everyone's having a good Sunday. My boyfriend's in the back helping me with my lights. So thanks, Quentin. How does the lights look?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
It's nighttime where I am. So we're going to need some extra lights. Okay. We'll wait like 2 more minutes and then we can start. Hey, Sabrina. Oh, it's so nice to see you. Nice to see that you're joining. Oh, I'm so good. How are you? Oh, you're good. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm so happy you joined. That's awesome. Okay, I think I'm gonna start. We're gonna start now because it is pretty much 1:05. Okay, so I'm sure like people are gonna trickle in on Instagram or here on YouTube, so that's totally fine. But if you are joining and you're really confused about what I'm doing, you can just watch it back at the end. So yeah, I'm going to be reading chapter 3 of my current work in progress. So if you have joined my last live stream or you've just, seen me on my Instagram or my YouTube, I've talked about it, but I have been working on a rewrite of the Crystal Chronicles for many different reasons, mostly because the first book was written when I was really young. So a while ago, I made the decision to go back and improve it and just turn it into the best story it could possibly be. Um, but yeah, and then shortly after that, I took a bit of a break from writing, about 8 months or so. And then I started picking back up where I left off. So this is still my work in progress. It's still a rewrite of my first book. So if you read my first book, still the same characters, the same, underlying story, just with some key changes. So hopefully that makes sense. And the last live stream I did in the summer, I mentioned that I will post the chapters that I have on Wattpad. And I am going to do that this week because they're finally ready to be shared. So if you want to read the chapters that come before this, you can. I will put them on Wattpad and I'll post some chapters that come after this. But for context, the chapter I'm going to be reading is the third one. And pretty much what's happened in the first 2 chapters before this one is the main character, Alyssa, she pretty much didn't know that she had fire powers. So she accidentally burned down her family's house in the first chapter. And this is like a flashback. So she doesn't realize it yet, but she kind of is starting to suspect that something's going on with her and fire. And then in the second chapter, she was at a party at her high school and accidentally burns down the barn where the party is being held. So now she's like super sussed out, and she's like pretty convinced that she has something to do with these two fires. And then the chapter 3, the one that I'm going to be reading, is like the events like right after that. So right after this like barn party sort of burns down to the ground. So hopefully that makes sense. And like I said, I'll post it on Wattpad so you can go back and read it. And yes, I'm just going to be, reading it out loud. This event is sponsored by the Writers Union of Canada. So thank you to them. And yeah, it's awesome that I can just chill and read my work with you guys and yeah, be compensated for it. So thank you to the Writers Union. And I'm going to start now. I've done this a few times, so I feel like I don't read too fast, but if you think I'm reading too fast, just write me a little message in the chat, either on Instagram and YouTube, and I can try it slowed down. Alrighty, so I'm going to start. All right, chapter 3. Thank you, Writers Union. Yeah, for real. Thank you, Writers Union. Okay, so chapter 3, Alyssa's point of view, of course. I sit in the cramped lobby of the police station an hour later, in the midst of the longest lecture of my life. Officer Singh, a burly cop with a long black mustache, paces the room with the group of us who hadn't managed to flee the party, which was very unlucky for us, considering we all had to be escorted to the police station in squad cars. Truly a humiliating experience that will forever be seared into my brain. I glanced down at my phone, compulsively checking it for the 6th time. On the way to the police station, I sent a barrage of angry texts to Juliana to see why the hell she took off without me, but she hasn't answered yet. If she just waited for me, stuck with me like she'd promised, I wouldn't be in this situation. It was completely irresponsible. Officer Singh continues pacing, a vein in his temple throbbing. I stare at a spot on the ground, trying to avoid making eye contact. Officer Singh had been tasked with the unfortunate responsibility of babysitting us until our parents get here. At this rate, he'll probably tell Mom to ground me until Christmas. God, she's gonna kill me when she gets here. I won't just be grounded until Christmas. Knowing her, I'll be grounded until high school graduation. I might as well throw a funeral now for my social life. And come on, guys, Officer Singh sighs. If you're going to drink, at least be careful with your smoking. The police were convinced that the fire started by the smoker's table from a fallen cigarette. I can practically hear what Officer Singh must be thinking. Just a couple of irresponsible drunk kids, a total accident, careless on their part. Even though a group of girls had explained to Officer Singh that a rafter had magically combusted into flames, the police were sticking to their cigarette theory, positive that the fire inspectors would come away with the same conclusion. Though I knew better. It was me. I started the fire. There were no matches or lighters, no freak gas leak that could explain away a fire this time. I stood there watching the entire barn burn, breathing completely fine. The longer I thought about it, the more it made sense. The fire started after Adam harassed me, followed by that weird pressure in my chest. Then I blacked out, only to find a rafter on fire right above my head. It can't be a coincidence that the exact same thing happened to me 8 years ago, only in my house at 3 a.m. I am somehow, in some way, involved in starting that barn fire. But that's crazy, isn't it? How could I have started that fire unless I'm unconsciously some sort of pyromaniac freak? The more I think about it, the more I feel like I've swallowed a lead pipe. None of the 50 people inside of the barn had gotten hurt. All of them managed to run outside before the fire spread. In fact, it seemed like I was the last person out of the barn. But still, that didn't change the fact that I had started the fire, with my entire grade inside. And you, Officer Singh glares down at the boy sitting next to me. Stop smirking. Do you think this is funny? It's the hot guy from the party. He's been quiet during the entire lecture, but I can just tell he isn't listening to anything Officer Singh is saying. In fact, he seems to find the barn burning down amusing or something. He looks up at Officer Singh, looking very unbothered. Not at all, he says. What would be funny about a cigarette burning down an entire barn? The sarcasm doesn't go unnoticed by anyone, especially not Officer Singh. His face goes a shade redder. You think you're smart? Officer Singh's eyes twitches. I think I have my moments, he says. I have to fully restrain myself from turning to stare at him. This guy is nuts. He is mocking a cop, and simultaneously, he's disagreeing about how the fire started. I almost think the guy is going to get yelled at, but instead, Officer Singh sighs. Who's coming to get you? My uncle. The guy looks at his watch. Well, hopefully. Your uncle and I are going to have a talk about your attitude, Officer Singh says. Well, hopefully. Wow, an attitude talk, the guy says. I'll really be, how do you say, grounded then. He says the word like he has no idea what it means. In fact, now that he's speaking, I hear an accent I didn't detect before. It sounds just like Mom's. Mrs. Dugar, Officer Singh gives him a final look as if to say, You're lucky this conversation is over, before turning towards an angry-looking woman who just come through the front door. Her son, Jake, shoots up out of his chair across from me, his face beet red. I swallow another lump in my throat as he hurries towards his mother. It was their family barn that I burned down. So, the boy turns to me as Officer Singh walks out of earshot. How do you think the fire started? I turn to look at him, not sure if I've heard him right. He did not just ask me that. A cigarette. My heart slams against my chest. I hope I sound believable. Obviously. Yeah, obviously, he says slowly. God, his eyes are impossibly blue, like the color of ice. It's as if he's staring right through me and into my soul, like he knows I'm lying. You're not from here, I say quickly, desperate to change the subject. What would give that away, he grins, twisting a silver ring on his thumb. You have an accent. I almost want to tell him it's just like Mom's, but that would be weird. It would be very weird to bring up my mother right now. Yes, the boy nods. So do you. What's your name? I'm Melissa. I can feel my phone go off, but instead, I slide my phone into my back pocket. This guy talking to me is far more interesting than any excuse Juliana will give me of why she took off without me. I'm Haven. He extends out a hand and I shake it. Very formal for a high school guy. Yeah, he definitely isn't from around here. So, what brings you to Greydale? I ask, trying not to sound nervous. I'm on vacation with my uncle, he says. Really? My eyebrows fly up. You're on vacation. Here. Our town has no shopping mall, tourist attractions, or even hiking trails. Greydale isn't even near a body of water. In fact, the only remotely touristy thing that happens in our town is Potato Festival, where everyone hangs out on Main Street and day drinks. But Potato Festival passed 2 weeks ago. Yeah, Haven nods. I just had to check out your Honda factory for myself. A laugh bursts from my chest. Was it everything you thought it would be? I ask. Even better, he jokes. Okay, this isn't so bad, this talking thing. I also wanted to say thanks. I look down at my hands. For helping me out of the barn. You could have left me, and you didn't. You're welcome, he leans forward in his seat. But I know you would have been fine on your own. There is a long pause. Is he implying what I think he's implying? You looked pretty upset in the squad car, he continues. Are you okay? Yeah, I wipe my sweaty palms on my jeans, trying to sound lighter than I feel. I just didn't expect my first party to end in the back of a squad car. At least you'll remember it, Haven shrugs. I can't remember anything about my first party. Are you trying to make me feel better? I laugh. Only if it's working, he says with an easy grin. It is. I'm about to ask him where he's from when a heavyset woman bursts through the front door, hurrying over to Adam, who sits in the furthest possible corner away from me. I glare at him from across the room as his mother pulls him to his feet, a furious expression on her pinched face. Good. I hope he gets yelled at or grounded for the rest of his life. I thought people from small towns were supposed to be nice, Haven frowns. Definitely not him. I pull my knees into my chest, picking at the piece of ripped fabric on my jeans. After all the commotion with the fire, I didn't dare tell Officer Singh about what Adam did. Juliana always says cops never take these sorts of things seriously anyways. I was gonna help you, Haven says, when I realized what was happening. God, clearly he saw my entire scuffle with Adam. I didn't need your help, I say quickly. Oh, I know, Haven nods, looking at me with an unreadable expression. The rafter burst into flames, didn't it? I can feel the hairs on the back of my neck prickle. Okay, this is getting weird. He seems to be implying the very same thing I'm thinking. I open my mouth to respond, but the words die in my throat as a very tall blonde man barges through the station doors. The man's presence seems to command the whole lobby, the way someone of great power or authority would. Everyone in the lobby turns to stare at the man, their nervous chatter falling silent. Even Officer Singh stopped his conversation with a parent mid-sentence, giving the man a once-over. Oh no, the man is coming this way, and for some reason I don't want him to. He makes his way across the room, coming to a stop directly in front of us. Haven, he says in the same European accent. Explain why I'm here, now. He doesn't sound angry, more curious. Finally, Haven looks up at him. I was at a barn party and there was a fire. A fire? The man crosses his long arms over his chest. I try not to stare at him, but it's hard. He's unusually dressed for 2 a.m, sporting a thick maroon turtleneck tucked into dress pants. Yeah, Haven continues, a fire. They want us to be grounded, whatever that is. He waves a hand in Officer Singh's direction. Strange, the man frowns. How did the fire start? No idea, Haven says. Interesting. The man looks down his long nose, throwing a glance my way. And who is this? His brown eyes narrow, like he's dissecting me under a microscope. I resist the urge to squirm in my chair. This is Alyssa, Haven looks at me. We were at the party together. Hi, I mutter, resisting the urge to look away. Haven seems cool enough, but something about his uncle is off. Something other than the fact that he's wearing a thick turtleneck in the middle of an August heat wave. For some reason, I don't want him to know anything about me, even my name. Alyssa Maria de Fiore. My entire body tenses at the sound of my full name. I turn my head just as Mom charges in through the front doors, her voice booming. Everyone turns to look at her as she makes her way across the room, even Haven's weird uncle. Her face is bright red, covered in a fresh stress rash. She is breathing so hard that I wouldn't be surprised if smoke starts billowing from her ears. Shit, is she really going to yell at me in front of everyone? Jumping out of your bedroom window, Alyssa? You're grounded for the next... Mom stops dead in her tracks. Her eyes widen as Haven's uncle flashes her a smile, revealing a set of pearly white teeth. Her face pales. Teenagers, he sighs. It's like rule breaking is in their blood, don't you think? Mom's lips move, though no words come out. Her chest rises in a short, ragged gasp. Her car keys slip out of her hands and clatter to the floor. She swoops down to grab them, hands shaking. Whoa. Something about the way she's looking at him makes me feel like they know each other. Mom never talks about her life before she had me. Maybe the man is a past boyfriend, a relationship that went terribly wrong. My imagination spins as I look between the two of them. Alyssa, we're leaving. Now. Her words come out low. I'm so surprised that for a moment I can only stare. I expected more yelling, not a voice, barely above a whisper. It's like all the anger has been sucked out of her and replaced with fear. Mom doesn't wait for me to get up. She clamps onto my t-shirt, pulling me to my feet. I turn to say something to Haven, but she pulls me close, her grip tight on my shoulder. Walk, she hisses in my ear. Her voice is trembling so hard that I don't resist. I allow her to march me out the doors and into our Honda Civic in the parking lot. She doesn't even bother to tell me to put on my seatbelt like she usually does. Instead, she floors the gas, her fingers white on the steering wheel. Her reaction is so strange that my anger at her for embarrassing me completely evaporates. Who is that man? And why does he freak her out so much? She drives like a maniac down the highway, going at least 40 over the speed limit. I want to tell her to slow down, but I can't find the words. Mom is terrified of the cops. In fact, she always makes sure to stay 5 miles under the speed limit. People on their bikes often pass us. Why is she driving like she's being chased? What the hell is going on? It is 20 whole minutes before she speaks again, slowing down as we re-enter the borders of Greydale. What did that man say to you, Alyssa? She asks in a quiet voice. I shoot her a look of surprise. I expected her to mention something about the party, something about how it was irresponsible to jump out of my window, or the barn fire, especially the barn fire, given our family history. Nothing, Mom. Her hands are still wrapped around tight. Her hands are still wrapped tight around the steering wheel. I don't want to mention that the man asked for my name. She looks freaked out enough as it is. He was just there to pick up the guy sitting next to me. And who is that boy? Mom makes a sharp left back onto Main Street. Her voice is still barely above a whisper. It's so out of character that I think I'd prefer yelling. I don't know, I lie. He was just some guy at the party. I didn't even talk to him. Hopefully, the white lie will calm her down. Who is that man, Mom? Do you know him? No. She shakes her head. No, I don't know him. Another obvious lie. You definitely know him, I press. You wouldn't react so weird if you didn't know him. I don't know him, she shudders, and don't ask me about it again. Fine, I snap. Don't tell me, like always. But I know you're lying. I'm not a child that needs protecting. Not anymore. Biting my tongue, I turn away from her to look out the window. I'd been so focused on Mom that I hadn't even realized that our car is sitting parked in front of Nino's. Up to your room, now. All right, I'm going. This was the reaction that I expected. And you're grounded indefinitely. You're not allowed anywhere except work or school. Not even Juliana's house or the plaza. And no walks around the block. Not unless I'm with you. My head snaps around to stare at her. I expected to be grounded. I'd been grounded plenty of times before, but she usually just bans me from going to Juliana's house on the weekends. But this is something else. First, the empty education fund, and now this. You can't be serious. I can feel my body temperature rising. Mom, I know I snuck out, and I'm sorry, but that's insane. You should have thought of that before you snuck out, Mom says, flicking off her headlights. These are the consequences. The anger that had evaporated just minutes ago slithers back, squeezing at my chest. My eyes zero in on her pale face. This is the last straw. I'm 15 years old, not your prisoner, I shout, my voice roaring through the small car. Mom drops her keys at my outburst. Unlike her, I rarely yell, but I'm on a roll now, the words tearing from my throat. I'm a good daughter. This is the first rebellious thing I've ever done in my entire life. You can't treat me like this. I'll call child services. It's an empty threat and she knows it. Child services don't deal with overly strict mothers. I am breathing hard as she bends down to pick up her fallen keys. This is for your own good. Her jaw tightens. I'm just trying to protect you, Alyssa. Protect me from what? My voice. From having fun with my friends? From trying to go to university? From living my life? Mom is blinking hard. Someday you'll understand, she says, looking distracted. When you have your own kids, you'll understand why I do the things I do. I'll never understand, I shake my head, because you're nuts. Everyone in this town knows you're nuts. Mom's face twitches. She grabs her handbag from the center console. Get up to your room. I work in the morning. I step out of the passenger side door, my bottom lip trembling. Back to my room? More like back to my cell. Mom doesn't even notice as I slam the side door of her precious car as hard as I can. She's too busy looking both ways down the empty street. Does she think we're being followed or something? Satisfied that the coast is clear, she motions me inside the side entrance that leads upstairs to our apartment. I step inside the narrow foyer, trying hard not to look at her as she trails in behind me. If I look at her face, I might start yelling again. As soon as we're both inside, Mom slams the door shut, not even bothering to take off her shoes like she usually does. I watch in disbelief as she picks up our IKEA side table, dragging it underneath the locked door. What the hell, Mom? I exclaim. We have to use that door in the morning. She whirls on me, eyes blazing. Get upstairs. Now. Fine. Block the door. I don't care. I tear up the short flight of stairs, slamming the door to our apartment for good measure. She doesn't yell at the loud door slam or even follow in behind me. Instead, all I hear is the sound of a chair being dragged out of storage and across the floor. She's barricading us inside. I back away from the front door in shock. Oh my God, she's officially lost it. Okay, guys. So that is the end of chapter 3. the end of this section. So yeah, I hope you liked it. I can post this finished chapter on Wattpad if you want to read it. I know it's like hard to follow along when someone's just like reading it out loud. So if you want to give it a read, you totally can. I'll put the link in the description of this video here on YouTube. And yeah, you can check it out for yourself. Good read. Alyssa is sassy. She is sassy. I love sassy characters because, who wants a boring character with no spine? So yeah, I love sassy characters. But yeah, I don't know if anyone has any questions about books or anything, but yeah, I'll just chill on here for like 5 more minutes and yeah, we can go from there.
I have a couple comments on Instagram Live. People are saying, amazing, that was awesome, so good.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Lissa _Rose_ Camp says, hi, you came to my school a while ago. I'm in high school now.
No way. Oh, that's so cool. I assume your name is also Alyssa, but yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, tell me what school I came to. Yeah, I probably remember it. But yeah, hopefully you guys liked it. And yeah, there's definitely more.
Her name is Alyssa.
Is Alyssa. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's an amazing name.
XX Fallen OG XX says, the new intro with Haven was just so sparkly with stars, the emoji.
No way. I'm so glad you like it. Yeah, they're both really good characters, Alyssa and Haven. So yeah, writing them again is really fun. I can't wait to reread it on Wattpad. Yay! Yes. Yeah, Wattpad is probably the best way to read it because you can access it from anywhere. And yeah, I think you guys will like it. Yeah, it's definitely really fun. All all the same characters and the same personalities, but yeah, just like slightly different and more fun, more romance. I don't know, more high school stuff. That's what I tried to do like this time around. So I don't know if you guys have seen like the Winx saga on Netflix, but that's kind of the vibe I was going for. It's pretty similar to my series. So yeah, I watched the first season of it and yeah, definitely got some inspiration from it. But yeah, 7:30. Damn, I said 30 minutes and I really meant 30 minutes. That was like exactly 30 minutes. So cool. Yeah, maybe I'll read another part, chapter 4, which I have written. And yeah, I can do another live stream and then I can also post it on Wattpad. My Wattpad name, by the way, is just my full name. It's just Alessia Dixon. So it's pretty easy to find me. I have my first book and my second book up there as well. So yeah, you can check it out if you're interested. But yeah, I think that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining and listening. Yeah, I really appreciate everyone who comes and listens. It really helps me out, and honestly, it's not fun just reading to nobody. So as long as a few people come, that's just, yeah, it means a lot. So thank you so much. And then again, if you want to read this rewrite, it will be on Wattpad. Wattpad is free. Just download the app to your phone. You can also read it on your computer. And yeah, you can read it there. Leave me a comment telling me what you think. And yeah, I really hope you like this new and improved version of the Crystal Chronicles. But yeah, thank you so much for jumping on with me today. And I hope you have a great rest of your afternoon, guys. So yeah, I'm going to end the one on Instagram first. So yeah, you can end it for me, Quentin.
Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Okay, bye. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much, Alyssa. That's awesome that you joined. Okay. I'll end my YouTube one next. But yeah, thank you so much for joining. Sabrina, Niraj, Quentin, and then a few others are here. Thank you so much. And yeah. Bye. Bye, Sabrina. Talk to you in your next live. Yeah, feel free to hit me up anytime. But yeah, goodbye to everybody else. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you in my next live. Bye.